Good morning, beautiful people. This is a mini Pathways episode because I haven't written anything out. I'm just taking the dog for a walk. We're at this really nice campground. I'll flip the camera. Oh, it's not really doing it justice, but where we are is gorgeous. Take my word for it. And I was walking her and I thought I'll just share one pathway to contentment that came to me yesterday. It's related to the most important pathway that I believe matters, that I shared in episode 1 of Pathways to Contentment. This one's strongly related to it, but like I always say, wording things differently can have an effect, can have a big effect, and it can hit home. It's like, oh wow, okay. So I try and word things a little differently because this is something we've all heard before, or it's certainly strongly related to it. So I got this bad habit of talking while I'm flipping the screen, and I get cut off. So I'm going to try to not do that. I forgotten what I was saying before I flipped the screen, but I really think that I really think that wording things differently can hit home to us differently. So that's why I'm using it in this case, because it's such a typical phrase that it's never really meant anything to me until the last, say, 12 months. I've started to notice, oh wow, okay, yeah, that's cool, and I'm going with it, and it's alleviated a lot of unnecessary stress. There's another word that we use all the time, but what's an alternative word? You know, I guess it's a good one, stress. Because stress affects all of us so much in the West. I think our whole culture and our lives is revolved around, got to do more, got to keep chasing that carrot. Got to keep chasing that carrot because I'll be out on the streets. Everything's so expensive. We've got to keep working. The problem is we keep consuming. And that's the problem, which I've reined right in. It's taken me 2 or 3 years. I'm still trying to develop the habit of reining in the consuming. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I wanted to show you this really nice spot where I was walking, and I've ended up in a pretty crappy area, really. So maybe we'll start going back. This is getting a little nicer. We're in New South Wales at a campground, $19.50 for the night, including showers. So on a river or a stream. So it's great. I'm doing the usual. I just want to do it these days. If I'm out bushwalking, I'm at a place where I just feel the need to take my shoes off. And look at this. Even when I hit smooth sort of stone, I'm not going to stand on that obviously, but even when I hit smooth stone, my feet are now built up to be able to take it. And I'm not doing it all the time. Oh, see, I've got sore feet, so I'm sure that standing on things like roots and rocks helps stretch the muscles to heal them over time. Anyway, where the hell are we? So back to the point of the video, or the pathway. It's just a single pathway I'm going to share. And that is, okay, well, I hesitate to use the common phrase we've all heard, because if I do, then that might be stuck in the head. And then it's like, oh yeah, we've all heard that before. So I won't use it. I've made the decision, I won't use it. You'll be able to guess what that typical phrase is, but I'm going to leave it out of this. And what it is I had to refer to my voice recorder, but what it is, and how I worded it was, inconveniences and bad timing with little things in life, generally little things in life I'm referring to. The inconveniences of what we expected, or the bad timing of what we expected for something to happen, or to meet up, or an appointment, or whatever it is, big or small. Usually it's the small stuff that eats at us. Oh, somebody's late, or I'm late, or this, that, the other. And what that does is it creates an underlining level of stress. There's no other word I can use or think of. It creates stress in our lives. And that eats at us our whole life and creates bad health, bad moods, and an unhappy life, and an uncontented life because of this underlying level of stress, simply because things didn't go our way that day. So that's the pathway for this episode. Just that single one, something to think about. A really big, important one. So that's why I thought I'd do its own little episode, because it's justified. It's worth it. And I'll give an example, or try to. I'll try and elaborate. Not so much give an example. And that is, to be honest, I'm having trouble giving examples or elaborating. It's something about having the camera and the, I don't know if pressure's the word, but I am unorganised, to be honest. We've just woken up and we're on a bushwalk, and I guess this nice area has got me sidetracked as well. But you know what I mean anyway. It doesn't matter what it is. Could be the waiter in a restaurant. It could be the bus running late. It could be the doctor running late. Anything that hasn't gone the way you had planned, or booked in for, or organised, anything. I think if we develop the mindset or attitude, of, that's okay, it was probably meant to be. A big one is, let's say you're getting a quote for a job, you're doing some work on your house, and you can't get anybody, everybody's busy. This is a good one. Everybody's busy, everybody's booked out, I can't get anybody to fix this tap, or to do this job. I have found, or to work on your car, auto electrical, whatever. These are recent things for me. I have found I couldn't get an auto electrician to fit my overheating sensor. And I was worried I'd cook the motor in this new car I've bought. It's not a new car, it's a second-hand car. 35 years of age, actually. But I was getting frustrated and worried and stressed. I might drive this car and I might cook it. I couldn't get anybody who'd do it for some reason. So I didn't drive the car too much, but I finally got a bloke, and he was fantastic. My subconscious brain thought to ask the bloke I bought the car off to recommend somebody, which he did. I used them and they were fantastic. They were mobile. They were like a real auto electrical doctor. That's the impression they gave, They were very good. And I thought to myself, well, you know what? I'm glad I didn't get the first bloke that I tried, or the second bloke, or the fifth bloke, because none of them seemed to want it. One of them didn't seem to know what he was doing when we spoke about it. All the while my subconscious brain, because of my realizations of this pathway, my subconscious brain is thinking, oh, that's okay, this is probably for the best. A little voice was going off in the back of my head. Whereas somebody unaware of this pathway would be freaking out, worried, stressed, I can't get anybody. I see it all the time. We've all seen it all the time. We've all probably done it. And I'm here to tell you that if you can't get things done when you want them done, it's probably a good thing, because keep chipping away at it, and you'll get that better tradesman. They'll show up and they'll do a better job. You'll have a better communication with them. The job will be done. There's a better chance that the job will be done better. That's what I'm finding. Or at least that's what I'm telling myself, but I'm finding that as well. And what it's doing, that realization, what it's doing is it's taking away a lot of worry and stress out of my life that eats at us all day long, every day. And I know we've all heard it before, but they say stress is a killer, but they don't. That's not a good enough. That's not a good enough explanation. Stress is a killer, and leave it at that. They don't talk about. They don't explain what stress is, and I'm starting to realise or feel. And obviously, everybody has different levels of stress. Let's call it stress. But I'm sure there's other words we could use, or other related words. But everybody has underlying levels of stress. Is that what I was going to say? I got sidetracked again looking at somebody up there. But it's that underlying river or stream of stress that builds up to become a river and then a torrent, if we don't start utilising pathways like I'm pointing out in these videos. I think, at least for me, everybody has, like I was going to say before, everybody has different levels of stress. Morning. Everybody has different levels of stress. Tolerance. Everybody has different levels of stress tolerance. Mine's pretty low. I think some people love stress, possibly. Anyway, it's important to be aware of that little stream of stress that we allow in through our intolerance of different things and through other pathways that I've mentioned before, the accumulation of hate lists, or dislike lists, same thing. Don't start collecting hateful ideas and thoughts about anything, because that's stress. That's a representation of stress. Your own hate list will eat you out and stress you out and wreck your life. And I think we know this, but for some reason, a lot of people start up a little hate list. I guess they don't know, that's why they do it, or it becomes a habit, I don't know. I'm getting sidetracked again. But she's having a good little time. She's supposed to be on the lead, but we're down here, there's nobody else here. What's it matter? Yeah. Shit, I can ramble on, can't I? I can ramble on, but I don't know. I'm walking along this river and I was like, well, shit, I can see with my eyeballs, I might as well start talking, and I don't have anybody here with me, so I'll talk to you guys and bring you along with me. So, yeah, gee whiz, I've gone vague. Yeah, okay, to sum it up, because I will sum it up, I've been rambling on. To sum it up, I nearly said the phrase we've heard all our lives accidentally. I'm just still contemplating whether I should actually say it. I don't like it is because it's never really connected with me, even though it makes perfect sense. It's not intricate enough. It doesn't really go into the intricacies of the meaning. It's too broad a term to hit home, I think. As most things are, unless you actually have an inquisitive enough mind to go into what do they mean by that. But, a lack of experience in life can be responsible for us not going into these sayings. Often a lot of these sayings have come after somebody's lifetime of experience, and they come out with a famous quote, and a young person doesn't fully understand what it means until they get older, like me now, I guess. So I won't say it, but just, to reiterate the pathway for this episode is bad timing and things that don't go our way. I can't remember the exact words I said before, but bad timing was one of them. And when things don't go our way, I'm proposing that we turn it around and say, well, hey, you know what? It's just as well. Even believe in a higher power if you like. I don't want to use that because I don't like to use God too lightly, but let's take the attitude that bad timing, or when things don't go our way, let's take the attitude that's a good thing, not a bad thing. I guess that's what I'm trying to break this video down into. If we mentally, and it's just a mental decision, oh, okay, that didn't go my way. Even if it's losing money, any example you can think of, you can simply decide to use that to your advantage and say, well, you know what? It's probably just as well. There's a reason I'm not aware of. That's why this has happened, and it's for the best. And I think if we're a good person and we're creating good karma in our lives, it's easier to have that mindset. Put it down to karma, which I've mentioned in another video. Whatever. But if we just have the attitude of it's probably for the best and the right thing will come along at the right time, I'll just be patient. Patience is the backbone of this pathway. Okay, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, working on our patience is a wonderful thing. Okay, so just remember, I'll wind it up. If things don't go your way in a particular situation or aren't going your way in general, sit back, kick back, maintain a positive attitude, and patience, and patience, and patience, and patience. Patience is a reflection of a stressful life. Intolerance, is a reflection of a stressful life. Patience is a reflection of a peaceful, contented life, wouldn't it be? Somebody that's patient, somebody that walks slow, drives slow, talks slow, contemplates, thinks. I think that's a reflection of a contented, patient life, or a patient, contented life, or lifestyle, or person, attitude, whatever, isn't it? It would be. Okay, the video just cut out saying maximum time reached. I flipped the video when I shouldn't have. I spoke as I flipped it. Forgotten what I was saying because of that sidetrack. So that's it. I'll wind it up. So let's just work on the pathway, or let's come to realise that a pathway to contentment, a major top player pathway to contentment is, I nearly said the term we've all heard before, but I won't say it. Bad timing and inconveniences and things that don't necessarily work out on the day happen for a reason. I think I might have already said it. I think I might have just said it. Okay, but inconveniences, bad timing, call it what you like. If these things happen now and then, brush it off as well, you know what, it's probably just as well. Because a better quote or a better job or a better car is going to show up. I missed out on that motorbike, but a better one's going to come along. Too many people get angry at when things don't go their way, even these little things, and it's just madness. It's ridiculous, and I don't want any part of it. I don't want any part of that person because they push their crap off onto me and their stress off onto me, and I'm totally over it at my age. I want a peaceful, tranquil, slow, contemplative life. And to me, that's happiness. To me, that's happiness. A peaceful, slow, contented, thoughtful, contemplative life is contentment to me, and that's why it is in this episode 8 of Pathways to Contentment, but in this case it'll be Pathway to Contentment. There's a kookaburra. Wow, he's just landed there. Hello, son. How are you? Are you good? Are you a good boy? You just had a little swim, have you? Has he had a little swim? He's had a little swim. Try not to shake the camera. You gorgeous kid, you are, aren't you? The kookaburra. Bushwalking, or just walking in nature. I don't want to put a label on it like bushwalking, but just walking with nature around you, no matter where you are, is where it's at. And having a dog helps you, motivate you to do that, because the dog pretty much says, can we go for a walk now? You know, in the morning. There she is. She's the one that's responsible for these walks. Without her, I probably wouldn't be doing them. or I wouldn't have started doing them. There's a bird making a noise. I know what it is, but oh shit, there we are, king parrot. I knew it was. Can you see the red there? Too far away. Oh, that is the actual bird there. It's a king parrot. There. See the lump on the branch? King parrot. Look at these big beautiful gums. My lips are too dry, but there's a clump of them. Because I don't think you can call them a flock unless they're a lot of them. Well, there might only be one there too. Anyway, I'm rambling. That's it for me, my friends. Signing off. She's a little hunter. Here we are on the top. Fire pits everywhere. Not bad for $19.50. These days I take in the tops of trees as well, the whole tree, as opposed to just, that. That's where the magic is. And we often don't sort of think of that.